We're discussing the role disinformation and misinformation have in the 2024 election and the organizations working to fight it, like the Leadership Conference on Civil and Human Rights. Joining us now is its president and CEO, Maya Wiley. Maya, thank you so much for joining us. And what issues are we seeing the most disinformation or misinformation about online?
Well, look, we're seeing a ton of disinformation, meaning intentionally infecting, generating an infection point, a virus in our thinking about how our elections are going to go, meaning who's voting and whether they have a right to vote. And this is what we know. Voters are going to decide who leads us in this next election. But there are a lot of actors, from foreign governments to extremist groups, that are simply not telling the truth about who is actually showing up to vote and who will decide this, which is U.S. citizens. And that.
Well, didn't the California governor, Mr. Newsom, sign into law that you don't need to show voter ID? Is that misinformation? I don't know, but we already know who he is, right? Let's just listen a little bit more.
And that's been really dangerous because, as you've been noting in the coverage of this, really the issue is we have a lot of folks that want Americans not to trust and believe in our system. And that's really devastating, but it is social media platforms that have had every ability to reduce exactly this kind of infection, exactly this kind of poison that's being injected directly into our conversations about what our elections are and who we want to choose to lead us. And that is unfortunate because it is putting people in danger, particularly immigrants, who, if they're citizens, have every right to vote. And showing up the polls just because you speak a foreign language does not mean you should be subject to anyone threatening you.
So who is this woman, Maya Wiley? Because she's saying a lot of things here, and we are injecting the truth. And that's why I always say don't trust anyone, don't even trust me, always research for yourself. So let's just inject a little bit of truth, shall we? Right. Maya herself, or Miss Wiley, she worked for the Open Society. All right, George Soros's company. Her father was a civil rights leader, a chemist. Right. And he also worked at Berkeley University. Maya's married to a Harlan Mandel, the CEO of MDIF. Well, let's just go take a look. She's written books as well, and, of course, she's wearing a mask there in those pictures. The MDIF, where her husband works for, the company he works for, formerly known as MDLF, right? According to the website, George Soros provided his initial $500,000 funding for that company in 1995. Interesting. So George Soros is all around this woman. But all I can say is, look, I don't trust you, Maya. I don't trust you one bit. But we already understand that. We research, we don't just trust. But we don't trust the news anyway. It's nothing but lies coming out of there, right? Seriously. And of course, we don't trust the system. Sure, you can go vote if that's what you feel you would really like to do. I'm not going to stand in front of anyone going to vote. But is it really going to do anything? No, I don't think so, because they control both sides. Even Trump was a Democrat his entire life. Right. But if you'd want to pick from the one or the other, the blue party or the red party, go right ahead. I don't need to get a strike over having this video or even possibly being arrested. All I can tell you is research, do not trust anyone or anything. Look at Trump's tower symbolism on the outside as well as on the inside, all the things that are there. Look at all his honors, his awards. Look, he's got more than most presidents I know. It's nothing but a big show, in my opinion. And I think most of you all agree here. We know they're all club members. And we all understand they belong to all kinds of clubs. The majority of them, it's Rotary or Lions, but it could be anything from Kiwanis to Elks, and they're all affiliated to Freemasonry. Look, I can't tell you enough how they all are one behind closed doors. It's like how they say it. It's a Hegelian dialectic. It's a one bird with two wings, and that's exactly what you're seeing. And America is a corporation, and a corporation has to have a boss. It has to have, board members. And just imagine who the board members are. I'm just saying. But we understand here. Share your thoughts. I don't need to listen to more of her gibberish. It's stressful watching all the videos that are going on right now with some I laugh at, of Kamala, which means horrible in Finnish. And some of them I'm trying to watch of Trump, but I laugh and I get frustrated and I stop watching. Honestly, I don't want to even share them because we all understand the truth. Sometimes I'll share pictures as often as I can. Otherwise, just try and hang in there. All I can say is trust only in God and in the word of God. And pray. Pray to keep the joy and to get through whatever this time we're in. And we know that He has promised to be with us, and we know we can trust in His promises. And that's the only one I can trust in. All right, God bless you guys. Take care. Let's have a great week and the rest of the week. And have a great day, guys. Until next time.
But I think in addition, it really is the way in which it has incited ordinary folks to believe lies that have led them to show up and try to question other voters or ask them for identification, just vigilante activity they believe is lawful or justified, which actually has, in instances, made it scary for people to vote. So what we're doing is making sure that the social media companies, we've been raising the alarm bells for a very long time, that you have the absolute ability to have policies and practices that ensure that folks are getting facts or understanding if they're consuming something that has information counter to what's being shared. That would reduce these incidents. And we cannot say enough how little support and activity we've been seeing from social media companies to do the right thing. We're going to continue to raise this alarm bell until they do.
You mentioned social media companies. Of course, your organization has called them out for spreading false information, in particular X, formerly known as Twitter. How does that site differ from the rest?
Look, Elon Musk, who owns Twitter, when he came into ownership, did something that gave a lot of other social media companies also cover, which is change the policies to make it easier for disinformation to be permissible and to go unchecked. But he's also the person with the largest number of followers on Twitter. So as a result, he has become the primary purveyor, the carrier of this disease we call disinformation, by emojiing it with a thumbs up or any other kind of thing that gives it the imprimatur that it is something that is trustworthy and should believe, but also that gives it many more eyeballs.
Maya Wiley, we thank you so much for your time.